Life's Little Instruction Book, Volume 2. Believe in love at first sight. Do not laugh at anyone's dreams. Overpay good babysitters. Do not refuse jury duty. It is your civic responsibility, and you'll learn a lot. Love deeply and passionately. You might get hurt, but it's the only way to live life completely. Carry handy wipes in your glove compartment. Although, do be sure to check on them. They'll dry out in the summertime. Do not apologize for being early for an appointment. Open the car door for your wife or husband and help her out with her coat. When reconvening after a conference break, choose a chair in a different part of the room. Read the 10 books nominated each year for an Abbey Award. Rake a big pile of leaves every fall and jump in it with someone you love. Create a little signal only your wife knows so that you can show her you love her across the crowded room. Accept a breath mint if someone offers you one. When you feel terrific, notify your face. Discipline with a gentle hand. Volunteer. Sometimes the jobs no one wants conceal big opportunity. Do not drive while holding a cup of hot coffee between your knees. Use a travel agent. It costs no more and saves time and effort. Do not be the first to break a family tradition. Have a professional photo of yourself made. Update it every 3 years. Do not miss an opportunity to ride a roller coaster. Do not miss an opportunity to have someone rub your back. Do not miss an opportunity to sleep on a screened-in porch. Remember the advice of our friend Ken Beck. When you see a box turtle crossing a road, stop and put it safely to the other side. I don't know who Ken Beck is. Sign all warranty cards and mail them in promptly. Drive as you wish your kids would. Do not speed or drive recklessly with children in the car. Park next to the end curb in parking lots. Your car doors will have half the chance of getting dented. Another reason why I do that. Ask about your store's return policy when you purchase an item that costs more than $50. When you go to borrow money, dress as if you have plenty of it. Keep a diary of your accomplishments at work. Then when you ask for a raise, you'll have the information you need to back it up. Do not sign contracts with blank spaces. In disagreements, fight fairly, no name calling. Do not take the last piece of fried chicken. Do not pick up anything off the floor of a cab. Don't judge people by their relatives. Eat a piece of chocolate to cure bad breath from onions or garlic. Seize every opportunity for additional training in your job. Put your address inside your luggage as well as on the outside. Do not give your credit card number over the phone if you didn't place the call. Remember that everyone you meet is afraid of something, loves something, and has lost something. Check hotel bills carefully, especially the charges for local and long-distance calls. The dated book. Talk slow, but think quick. When traveling, leave the good jewelry at home. When someone asks you a question you don't want to answer, smile and ask, why do you want to know? Don't admire people for their wealth, but for the creative and generous ways they put it to use. Take along 2 big safety pins when you travel so that you can pin the drapes shut in your motel room. Do not leave the kitchen when something's boiling on the stove. Yeah. Do not betray a confidence. Do not claim a victory prematurely. Yeah, ask the Giants about that one. Remember that just the moment you say, I give up, someone else is seeing the same situation as what a great opportunity. Tour the main branch of the public library on 5th Avenue the next time you are in New York City. Unforgettable. Don't give anyone a fondue set or anything painted avocado green. Make the punishment fit the crime. Don't let your family get so busy that you don't sit down at least 1 meal a day together. Remember the 3 R's: respect for self, respect for others, responsibility for all your actions. Carry your own alarm clock when traveling. Hotel wake-up calls are sometimes unreliable. When you lose, don't lose the lesson. Take along a small gift for the host or hostess when you're at a dinner guest. A book is a good choice. Keep the porch light on until the family is in for the night. Plant zucchini only if you have lots of friends. Don't overlook life's small joys while searching for the big ones. Keep a well-stocked first aid kit in your car and at home. Do not be photographed with a cocktail glass in your hand. Good advice. Order a seed catalog or read it on the day of the first snowfall. Don't let a little dispute injure a great friendship. Don't marry a man who picks at his food. Pack a compass and the Nature Company's pocket survival tool when hiking in unfamiliar territory. When lost or in distress, signal in threes, 3 shouts, 3 gunshots, or 3 horn blasts. That's an old hunter's trick. Don't be surprised to discover that luck favors those who are prepared. When asked to play the piano, do it without complaining or making excuses. Should be easy for you. Read a book about beekeeping. Subscribe to Consumer Reports magazine. Absolutely. Don't expect your love alone to make the neat out of a messy one. Don't expect your love alone to make a neat person out of a messy one. Take off the convention badge as soon as you leave the convention hall. Look for great ways to make your boss look good. Every so often, invite the person in line behind to get ahead of you. Carry a small pocket knife. Absolutely, everybody should carry a knife. Remember that the person who steals an egg will steal a chicken. Meet regularly with someone who holds vastly different views than you. Be the first to fight for a just cause. When you have the choice of 2 exciting things, choose the one you haven't tried. Remember that no time spent with your children is ever wasted. Remember that no time is ever wasted that makes 2 people better friends. Give people more than they expect to do and do it cheerfully. Don't go looking for trouble. Don't buy someone else's trouble. Avoid approaching horses and restaurants from the rear. That's true. There are people who will always come up with reasons why you can't do what you want to. Ignore them. If you need to bring in a business partner, make sure your partner brings along some money. Don't say anything uncomplimentary about another person's dog. If you have trouble with a company's product or services, go to the top. Write the president and then follow up with a phone call. Don't ride in a car where the driver has been drinking. Call the Better Business Bureau if you're not sure about the business's reputation. Think twice before accepting the lowest bid. When boarding a bus, say hello to the driver. Say thank you when you get off. Do not give a gift that's not been beautifully wrapped. Check to see if your regular car insurance covers you when you rent a car. The insurance offered by car rental companies is expensive. When in doubt about what art to put on the wall, choose a framed black and white photo by Ansel Adams. Have to check that out. When uncertain what to wear, a blue blazer worn with gray wool slacks, a white shirt, and red and blue stripes and silk tie is almost always appropriate. Probably not so much for you. Write a short note inside the front cover when giving a book as a gift. Let's see if this... Oh, no note. Make the rules for your children clear, fair, and consistent. Don't think expensive equipment will make up for a lack of talent or practice. Learn to say I love you in French, Italian, and Swedish. I don't know how to say it in Swedish. On a clear night, look for Orion's belt and think of your mother. It's her favorite constellation. Not your mother's, but memorize your favorite love poem. Ask anyone giving you directions to repeat them at least twice. When you are totally exhausted but have to keep going, wash your face and hands and put on clean socks and a clean shirt. You will feel remarkably refreshed. Make allowances for your friends' imperfections as readily as you do for your own. Pay your bills on time. If you can't, write your creditors a letter describing your situation. Send them something every month, even if it's only $5. Steer clear of any place with a ladies' welcome sign in the window. Again, probably not for you. When you realize you've made a mistake, take immediate steps to correct it. Be ruthlessly realistic when it comes to your finances. Smile when picking up the phone. The caller will hear it in your voice. Ask yourself if you would feel comfortable giving your 2 best friends a key to your house. If not, look for some new best friends. Set high goals for your employees and help them attain them. Do not miss a chance to dance with your spouse. Do your homework and know your facts, but remember it's passion that persuades. Don't waste time trying to appreciate music you dislike. Spend the time with music you love. Learn how to make tapioca pudding and peanut brittle in the microwave. Not tapioca pudding or not in the microwave. Bad advice on that one. Don't use microwaves. Horrible things. Learn how to use a toaster oven. Set aside your dreams for your children and help them attain their own dreams. Dress a little better than your client, but not as well as your boss. Always put something in the collection plate. When concluding a business deal and the other person suggests working out the details later, say, I understand, but I would like to settle the entire matter right now. Don't move on from the table until you do. Do the right thing regardless of what others think. Wear a shirt and a tie to job interviews, even for a job unloading boxcars. Maybe just dress nice. Learn to save on even the most modest salary. If you do, you're almost assured of financial success. Take the stairs when it's 4 flights or less. Judge people from where they stand, not from where you stand. When shaking a woman's hand, squeeze it no harder than she squeezes yours. I suppose. Yeah. Be open and accessible. The next person you meet could become your new best friend. Do not wash a car, mow a yard, or select a Christmas tree after dark. Life will sometimes hand you a magical moment. Savor it. Don't threaten if you don't intend to back it up. Buy a used car with the same caution a naked man uses to climb a barbed wire fence. I like that. Hold yourself to the highest standards. Buy the big bottle of Tabasco. Don't confuse comfort with happiness. Don't confuse wealth with success. Be the first to forgive. Make a habit of reading something inspiring and cheerful just before going to sleep. When talking to your doctor, don't let him or her interrupt or end the session early. It's your body and your money. Stay until all your questions are answered to your satisfaction. Whenever you take something back for an exchange or refund, wear a coat and tie. Check for toilet paper before sitting down. Stop the parade to pick up a dime. Oh, don't stop the parade to pick up a dime. That matters. Marry a person you love to talk to. As you get older, their conversational skills will be as important as any other. Turn enemies into friends by doing something nice for them. Be careful with that kind of advice, though. If you work for an organization that makes its decisions by committee, make darn sure you're on the committee. When hiring, give special consideration to a man who is an Eagle Scout and a woman who receives the Girl Scout Gold Award. Indeed. Ask for double prints when you have film process and the extras to the people in the photos. If you want to do something and you feel in your bones that it's the right thing to do, intuition is often as important as the facts. Remember that a person who is foolish with money is foolish in other ways too. Don't cut corners. Learn to bake bread. Everyone loves praise. Look hard for ways to give it to them. Be an original. If that means being a little eccentric, so be it. Pay as much attention to all the things that are working positively in your life as you do those that are giving you trouble. Spend some time alone. Everybody deserves a birthday cake. Don't celebrate a birthday without one. Open your arms to change, but don't let go of your values. When it comes to worrying or painting a picture, know when to stop. Don't expect anyone to know what you want for Christmas if you don't tell them. Yeah. Before taking a long trip, fill your tank and empty your bladder. Be as friendly to the janitor as you are to the chairman of the board. Mind your own business. When taking a person home, make sure they're safely inside their house before you leave. I suppose for you, when a man takes you home, make sure that he makes sure you're inside the house. And if he's not, dump him. Live with your new pet several days before you name it. The right name will come to you. Every year, celebrate the day you and your wife had your first date, or husband. Treat your employees with the same respect you give to your clients. Be quick to take advantage of an advantage. Slow down. I mean really slow down in school zones. Allow your children to face the consequences of their actions. Don't expect the best gifts to come wrapped in pretty paper. When a good man or woman runs for political office, support him or her with your time and your money. When you need professional advice, get it from professionals, not from your friends. You may be fortunate and make a lot of money, but be sure your work involves something that enriches your spirit as well as your bank account. Remember that silence is sometimes the best answer. Don't buy a cheap mattress. Don't think you can relax your way to happiness. Happiness comes as a result of doing. Don't dismiss a good idea simply because you don't like the source. Pay for a poor child to go to summer camp. Choose a church that sings joyful music. What you do, do cheerfully. Don't waste time waiting for inspiration. Begin, and inspiration will find you. When you say, I love you, mean it. When you say, I'm sorry, look the person in the eye. Be engaged at least 6 months before you get married. Don't believe all you hear, spend all you have, or sleep all you want. Conduct yourself in such a way that your high school would want you to address the graduating seniors. Win without boasting. Lose without excuses. Watch your attitude. It's the first thing people notice about you. Choose the apartment on the top floor. Ask someone you'd like to know better to list 5 people he would most like to meet. It will tell you a lot about them. Pack a light bathrobe on overnight trips. Take your pillow too. Don't be the person who says, ready, fire, aim. Don't be a person who says, ready, aim, aim, aim. Deadlines are important. Meet them. When you find someone doing small things well, put him or her in charge of bigger things. Read more books. Watch less TV. When opportunity knocks, invite it to stay for dinner. Remember what a good price is, not necessarily what an object is marked, but what it is worth to you. When a waitress or waiter provides exceptional service, leave a generous tip plus a short note like, thanks for the wonderful service. You made our meal a special experience. Remember that the more you know, the less you fear. When a friend or loved one becomes ill, remember that hope and positive thinking are strong medicines. Buy 3 best-selling children's books, read them, and then give them to a youngster. Introduce yourself to your neighbors as soon as you move into a new neighborhood. Remove your sunglasses when you talk to someone. When you find something you really want, don't let a few dollars keep you from getting it. Become your children's best teacher and coach. Buy ladders, extension cords, and garden hoses longer than you think you'll need. Some things need doing better than they've ever been done before. Some just need doing. Others don't need doing at all. Know which is which. Don't confuse mere inconveniences with real problems. When asked to pray in public, be quick about it. Show extra respect for people whose job put dirt underneath fingernails. Hold your child's hand every once in a while. Every chance you get. The time will come all too soon when he or she won't let you. Remember that a good example is the best sermon. When you carve the Thanksgiving turkey, give the first piece to the person who prepared it. Live a good, honorable life. Then when you get older and think back, you'll get to enjoy it a second time. Wipe off the sticky honey just before putting it back on the shelf. Purchase 1 piece of original art each year, even if it's just a small painting by a high school student. Learn to juggle. Volunteer to work a few hours each month in a soup kitchen. Don't think people at the top of their profession have all the answers. They don't. Learn to make great spaghetti sauce. Your mother's recipe is the best. If you're treated unfairly by an airline, contact the Consumer Affairs Office or the Department of Transportation. Don't carry expensive luggage. It's a tip-off to thieves that expensive items may be inside. Get a car with a sunroof. No, don't do that. Sunroofs are bad. When traveling by plane, don't pack valuables or important papers in your suitcase. Carry them on board with you. Keep your private thoughts private. Put your jacket around your girlfriend on a chilly evening. Introduce yourself to someone you would like to meet by smiling and saying, my name is Adam Brown. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you. So I guess that's the dude's name. Doesn't actually say the author's name. Yeah, no, it's H. Jackson Brown. Adam must be his son. Okay, once every couple of months, enjoy a 4-course meal, but eat each course at a different restaurant. Be humble and polite, but don't let anyone push you around. Put the strap around your neck before looking through binoculars. Do 100 push-ups every day, 50 in the morning and 50 in the evening. Excellent. Wear safety glasses when operating a weed eater or power saw. Wrap a couple thick rubber bands around your wallet when you're fishing or hiking. This will prevent it from slipping out of your pocket. Don't expect bankers to come to your aid in a crunch. Be advised that when negotiating, if you don't get it in writing, you probably won't get it. Don't do business with anyone who has a history of suing people. Every so often, let your spirit of adventure triumph over your good sense. Trust in God, but lock your car. Use a favorite picture of a loved one as a bookmark. Do not lose your nerve, your temper, or your car keys. Surprise an old friend with a phone call. Get involved at your child's school. Champion your spouse. Be his best friend and biggest fan. Add to your children's private library by giving them a hardback copy of one of the classics every birthday. Begin with their first birthday. Carry a list of your spouse's important sizes in your wallet. Don't open credit card bills on the weekend. Mind the store. No one cares about your business the way you do. When you are a dinner guest, take a second helping if it's offered, but not a third. Don't say anything uncomplimentary about your wife or children in the presence of others. Before going to bed on Christmas Eve, join hands with your family and sing Silent Night. Don't say no until you've heard the whole story. Don't accept unacceptable behavior. Don't put the car in drive until all passengers have buckled up. When eating at a restaurant that features foreign food, don't order anything you can't fix at home. Send your mother-in-law flowers on your wife's birthday. Oh, yeah. When giving a speech, concentrate on what you can give the audience, not what you can get from them. Write your pastor a note and tell them how much he means to you. Write your favorite author a note of appreciation. Apologize immediately when you lose your temper, especially to children. Ooh, let's see if I've ruined this. And since I didn't have the mic right here the whole time. Brilliant. I think it's so common. When you're uncertain of what you should pay someone, ask, what do you think is fair? You'll almost always get a reasonable answer. When you know that someone has gone to a lot of trouble to get dressed up, tell them they look terrific. Don't let weeds grow around your dreams. Buy your fiancé the nicest diamond engagement ring that you can afford. Yeah. Don't be so concerned with your rights that you forget your manners. A loving atmosphere in your home is so important. Do all you can to create a tranquil, harmonious home. Remember that almost everything looks better after a good night's sleep. Avoid using the word impacted unless you are describing wisdom teeth. When you tell a child to do something, don't follow it with okay. Ask instead, do you understand? In disagreements with loved ones, deal with the current situation. Don't bring up the past. Leave a quarter where a child can find it. Read William Safire's Lend Me Your Ears, a collection of the world's great speeches. Keep a separate shaving kit packed just for traveling. Remember that how you say something is as important as what you say. Every so often, watch Sesame Street. Let's try that. Yeah, that's better. Read between the lines. Get to garage sales early. The good stuff is usually gone by 8 a.m. Stop and watch stonemasons at work. Stop and watch a farmer plowing a field. If your town has a baseball team, attend the season opener. When you see visitors taking pictures of each other, offer to take a picture of them together. Don't think you can fill an emptiness in your heart with money. Don't apologize for extreme measures when defending your values, your health, or your family's safety. Use a camcorder to videotape the contents of your home for insurance purposes. Don't forget the closets and drawers. Keep the tape in your bank safe deposit box. Become famous for finishing important, difficult tasks. Don't sell your teddy bear, letter, sweater, or high school yearbooks at a garage sale. You'll regret it later. Who would buy a high school yearbook, though? Buy a new tie to wear to your wedding rehearsal dinner. Wear it only once. Keep it forever. When you're lost, admit it and ask for directions. Don't buy just one roll of toilet paper, one roll of film, or one jar of peanut butter. Get 2. Don't take good friends, good health, or a good marriage for granted. Place a note reading your license number has been reported to the police on the windshield car of an illegally parked in a handicapped space. Do a good job when you want, do a good job because you want to, not because you have to. This puts you in charge instead of your boss. Remember that the shortest way to get anywhere is to have a good company traveling with you. Don't type a love letter. Use a fountain pen. Don't buy a chair or sofa without first sitting on it for several minutes. Don't be thin-skinned. Take criticism as well as praise with equal grace. At the end of your days, be leaning forward, not falling backwards. Don't eat liver at a restaurant. Some things should be done only in the privacy of one's home. Clean out every drawer in your house every week. Or clean out a different drawer in your house every week. Share your knowledge. It's a way to achieve immortality. Be gentle with the earth. Keep impeccable tax records. Don't work for a company led by someone of questionable character. When working with contractors, include a penalty clause in your contract for not finishing on time. Read bulletin boards at the grocery store, college bookstore, and coin laundry. You will find all sorts of interesting things there. Learn 3 knock-knock jokes so you will always be ready to entertain children. The next time you're standing next to a police officer, firefighter, or paramedic, tell them that you appreciate what they do for the community. Visit your old high school and introduce yourself to the principal. Ask if you can sit in on a couple of classes. Show respect when riding sailboats, snowmobiles, and motorcycles. They can teach you a painful lesson quite quickly. Act with courtesy and fairness regardless of how others treat you. Don't let them determine your response. Spend your time and energy creating, not criticizing. In a verbal confrontation, lower your voice to the degree that the other person raises his or hers. Let your children see you do things for your spouse that lets them know how much you love and treasure them. Take photographs of every car you own. Later, those photos will trigger wonderful memories. Don't allow children to ride in the back of a pickup truck. When you are a dinner guest at a restaurant, don't order anything more expensive than your host does. When someone offers to pay now or later, choose now. Don't leave hair in the shower drain. Start every day with the most important thing you have to do. Save the less important tasks for later. When traveling the back roads, stop whenever you see a sign that reads honey for sale. Think twice before deciding not to charge for your work. People often don't value what they don't pay for. Don't outlive your money. Don't grab at a falling knife. When there is a hill to climb, don't think about that waiting will make it smaller. When your dog dies, frame his collar and put it above the window facing west. When a garment label warns, don't dry clean only, believe it. Do not take what you cannot use. Don't eat any meatloaf but your mom's. Or at all, I suppose. You like meatloaf, though. Write the date and names of non-family members on the backs of all the photos as soon as you get them from the developer. Just because you earn a decent wage, don't look down on those who don't. To put things in perspective, consider what would happen to the public good if you didn't do your job for 30 days. Then consider the consequences if sanitation workers didn't do their job for 30 days. Now, whose job is more important? I like that. Pray. There is immeasurable power in it. I agree. Help a child plant a small garden. Don't take 11 items to the 10 items express checkout lane. Don't call a fishing rod a pole, a line a rope, a rifle a gun, or a ship a boat. At meetings, resist turning around to see who has just arrived late. Don't ride a bicycle or motorcycle barefooted. Refuse to share personal and financial information unless you feel it is absolutely essential. Don't purchase anything in a package that appears to have been opened. Don't do business with people who knock on your door and say, I just happen to be in the neighborhood. Don't buy a house in a neighborhood where you have to pay first before pumping gas. Well, it's old book. Overestimate travel time by 15%. Make duplicates of all important keys. Read a lot when you're on vacation, but nothing to do with your own business. Call a nursing home or retirement center and ask for a list of residents who seldom get mail or visitors. Send them a card several times a year. Sign it, someone who thinks you are special. That's a good idea. Let's see. Put a knife in the jelly before putting it in the peanut butter when you make a sandwich. Choose a business partner the way you choose a tennis partner. Select someone who's strong where you are weak. Get a haircut at least a week before the big interview. Remember that what's right isn't always popular, and what's popular isn't always right. Before buying a house or renting an apartment, check the water pressure by turning the faucets in the shower and then flushing the toilet. Properly fitting shoes should feel as good as soon as you try them on. Don't believe the salesperson who says they'll be fine as soon as you break them in. Schedule your bachelor party at least 2 days before your wedding. Remember that great love and great achievements involve great risk. Spend your life lifting people up, not putting people down. Don't interrupt when you are being flattered. Don't pick up after your children. That's their job. Own a cowboy hat, or not. Own a comfortable chair for reading. Own a good set of kitchen knives. In business or life, don't follow the wagon tracks too closely. Get your name off mailing lists by writing to Mail Preference Service, P.O. Box 9008, Farmingdale, New York. This is an old trick. Don't risk what you can't afford to lose. Don't buy anything electrical at a flea market. Don't trust a woman or man who doesn't close her eyes when you kiss them. Don't trust a man who's losing his hair. He already knows. Oh, don't tell a man he's losing his hair. He already knows. Yes, yes, indeed. Learn to use a needle and thread, a steam iron, and an espresso machine. Remember that suggested retail price seldom is. Don't say my child would not do that. Once a year, go someplace you haven't been before. Replace the batteries and smoke alarms every January 1st. Don't order chicken fried steak in a place that doesn't have a jukebox. Keep candles and matches in the kitchen and bedroom in case of a power failure. Remember that ignorance is expensive. Brush your teeth before putting on your tie. If you make lots of money, put it to helping others while you are living. That's wealth's greatest satisfaction. Listen to your critics. They will keep you focused and innovative. Don't tell a person who's experiencing deep sorrow, I know how you feel. You don't. Remember that it's not what getting what you want. Remember that not getting what you want is sometimes a stroke of good luck. Don't say anything to a news reporter that you don't want to see on the front page of your local paper. Comments made off the record seldom are. Remember the old proverb, out of debt, out of danger. Don't allow your dog to bark and disturb the neighbors. When declaring your rights, don't forget your responsibilities. Dress respectfully when attending church. Remember that what you give will afford you more pleasure than what you get. Display your street number prominently on your mailbox or house in case emergency vehicles need to find you. Think twice before accepting a job that requires you to work in an office with no windows. Don't hire someone you wouldn't invite home to dinner. Perform your job better than anyone else can. That's the best job security I know. When camping or hiking, don't leave evidence that you were there. Don't ask an accountant, lawyer, or doctor questions in a social setting. When someone has provided you with exceptional service, write a note to his or her boss. When you've learned that a good friend is ill, don't ask them about it. Let him tell you first. For easier reading in motel rooms, pack your own 100-watt light bulb. Remember that everyone you meet wears an invisible sign. It reads, "Notice me, make me feel important." When lending people money, be sure their character exceeds their collateral. Whether it's life or a horse that throws you, get right back on. Be cautious telling people how contented and happy you are. Many will resent it. Hang up if someone puts you on hold to take a call waiting. Learn the rules and then break some, but not all. Accept the fact that regardless of how many times you are right, you will sometimes be wrong. Every once in a while, ask yourself the question, if money weren't a consideration, what would I like to be doing? No matter how old you get, hug and kiss your mother whenever you greet her. Watch the Andy Griffith Show to help keep things in perspective. Put love notes in your child's lunchbox. Go to rodeos. Go to donkey basketball games. Those are fun. Go to chili cook-offs. Order an LL Bean catalog. Well, remember that the best relationship is one where your love for each other is greater than your need for each other. When you need assistance, ask this way. I've got a problem. I wonder if you would be kind enough to help me. Encourage anyone who is trying to improve mentally, physically, or spiritually. Remember that half the joy of achievement is in the anticipation. Get involved with your local government. As someone said, politics is too important to be left to the politicians. Don't swap your integrity for money, power, or fame. Call your local police department and ask about riding with an officer on night patrol. Order a Sundance catalog. Might have to do that. Right to Customer Service Center, 1909 South, 4250 West, Salt Lake City, Utah, 84104. I'm going to have to do that just to see. Let's see. Don't sell yourself short. Fool someone on April 1st. Don't remind someone of a kindness or act of generosity you have shown to him or her. Bestow a favor and then forget it. Help your children set up their own savings and checking accounts by 16. Learn to play Amazing Grace on the piano. Put on old clothes before you get out the paintbrushes. Don't be ashamed of your patriotism. Don't be ashamed of honest tears. Don't be ashamed of laughter that's too loud or singing that's too joyful. Always try the house dressing. Don't trust your memory. Write it down. When you get really angry, stick your hands in your pockets. Do all you can to increase the salaries of good teachers. At least once, date a woman with beautiful red hair. Why not? It's, you might as well. Visit friends and relatives when they are in the hospital. You only need to stay a few minutes. Answer the easy questions first. Don't leave a youngster in the car without taking the car keys. Don't think that sending a gift or flowers substitutes for your presence. Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. When visiting a small town at lunchtime, choose the cafe on the square. Attach a small Christmas wreath to your car's grill on the first day of December. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't ask a barber if you need a haircut. The truth is serious business. When criticizing others, remember that a little goes a long way. Don't buy a piece of jewelry that costs more than $100 without doing a little haggling. When your children are learning to play musical instruments, buy them good ones. Watch the movie Regarding Henry. I haven't even heard of that one, sweetheart. You can probably ignore it. Watch the movie Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. That one's actually worthwhile. Don't borrow so much as a pencil from your workplace. Borrow in quotes, meaning don't steal. Becoming a tourist for a day in your old hometown. Take a tour, see the sights. Don't confuse foolishness with bravery. Don't mistake kindness for weakness. Don't discuss domestic problems at work. Create a smoke-free office and home. Do not ignore evil. A racehorse that consistently runs just a second faster than another horse is worth millions of dollars more. Be willing to give that extra effort that separates the winner from the one in second place. Be especially courteous and patient with older people. Remember this statement by Coach Lou Holtz. Life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. Travel, see new places, but remember to take along an open mind. Let some things remain mysteries. Don't get a tattoo. Yeah, that's good advice. Don't eat a sugared donut when wearing a dark suit. Call before dropping in on friends and family. When you are away from home and hear church bells, think of someone who loves you. When friends offer to help, let them. Don't decide to do nothing just because you can only do a little. Do what you can. Approach love and cooking with reckless abandon. Every now and again, bite off more than you can chew. Remember that your character is your destiny. Grind it out. Hanging on just 1 second longer than your competition makes you the winner. Be better prepared than you think you need to be. Buy a small, inexpensive camera. Take it with you everywhere. I think your phone's probably good enough. Let your handshake be as binding as a signed contract. Acknowledge every gift, no matter how small. Buy and use your customers' products. Keep and file the best business letters you receive. Get a flu shot. No, don't do that. Those are bad. And I'm sure they'll have a corona shot, too, by that point. Another one for the 35th booster. Don't get that. You know that. Worry makes for a hard pillow. When something's troubling you before going to sleep, jot down 3 things you can do the next day to help solve the problem. Pay the extra money for the best seats at a play or concert. Give handout materials after your presentation, not before. Don't buy anything from a rude salesperson, no matter how much you want it. Buy a red umbrella. It's easier to find among all the black ones, and it adds a little color to rainy days. Hire people more for their judgment than for their talents. Every so often, go where you can hear a wooden screen door slam shut. Love someone who doesn't deserve it. When you mean no, say it in a way that's not ambiguous. Attend a high school football game, sit near the band. Give children toys that are powered by their imagination, not by batteries. Remember that your child's character is like a good soup. Both are homemade. When you're buying something that you only need to buy once, buy the best you can afford. Don't open a restaurant. As soon as you get married, start saving for your children's education. Get involved with Habitat for Humanity and help build housing for the poor. Call 1-800-HABITAT. Good advice. Good company. Organization. You may dress unconventionally, but remember, the more strangely you dress, the better you have to be. Life is short. Eat more pancakes and fewer rice cakes. Reject and condemn prejudice based on race, gender, religion, or age. Choose a seat in the row next to the emergency exit when flying. You will get more legroom. Be suspicious of a boss who schedules meetings instead of making decisions. Carry 3 business cards in your wallet. Regardless of the situation, react with class. For emergencies, always have a quarter in your pocket and a $10 bill hidden in your wallet. So we're going to go with my, you know what I do. I keep a 50 in your phone, and by the time you read this, it might be 100. Be able to hit consistently 4 out of 5 at the free throw line. Don't overfeed horses or brothers-in-law. Become the kind of person who brightens a room just by entering it. Remember the observation of William James, the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Buy raffle tickets, candy bars, and baked goods from students who are raising money from school projects. Be wary of the man who's all hat and no cattle. Borrowing a box of puppies for an afternoon and take them to visit the residents of a retirement home, stand back and watch the smiles. Reread Thoreau's Walden. Good advice. When there's a piano to be moved, don't reach for the stool. Someone will always be looking at you as an example of how to behave. Don't let that person down. Go on blind dates. Remember, that's how I met your mother. Root for the home team. Follow your own star. Remember the ones who love you. Go home for the holidays. Don't get too big for your britches. Call your dad. End of Volume 2.